Okay, Kershaw Knockout. I just want to do a quick review on this extremely well-made knife. This is one of Kershaw's USA-made designs. It's the Knockout 1870, and it's actually made with the Sandvik steel. It's 14C28N. Sandvik steel. It's got a stonewash finish on the blade, very nice. Dual thumb studs for deploying the blade. You also have a flipper that is for deploying the blade also. You can use either one. The handle made from G10. It's a nice texturized finish. I don't know if you can see that finish there. Finish is very nice. Kind of got a little wavy effect on there. It's not bad. The reason why they called it the Knockout, I'll show you here, is on the G10 they knocked out a part of it and added steel for the lockup, which is just a great idea because it reduces the size of it. Instead of having a liner lock, you actually reduce the size by just having that knockout there. And it did a great job because it actually has about an 85% lockup right there. I don't know if you can see that on the camera. So it locks up nice. Very well done, Kershaw. Great job. One thing that they added this year on the Kershaw Knockout and a couple other knives is a deep carry pocket clip. I'll show you here in a minute how it looks in the pocket, but they actually add this clip to help get it flush with your pocket. Very nice, because most of them now they expose, I would say, about 15% of the blade. What'd you say? Not of the blade, excuse me. About 15% of the actual top of the knife, where this one is going to ride low, and I'll show you that here in a second. One thing about the deep carry pocket clip is they made it so you could quad mount it. Okay, you have 4 different choices for mounting this thing. So basically, with this here, your tip up, turn around, mount it on these 2 holes here. It's tip down. Okay, and for you lefties, you have a tip down on this side and a tip up on this side. So it gives you a lot of options on here. I'll show you the deep carry clip on the Kershaw Knockout. As you can see, it sits nice and flush. I can get my hands in my pocket. It stays out of the way. It's actually very nice. And it's hard to see the tip sticking up there. And just to give an example, take a Kershaw Clash to show you how much more the Clash sticks up with its clip. One thing that's nice about this kind of a clip is it's a lot easier to get at the blade, but this is nice where it's out of the way. You don't have to deal with it on a day-to-day basis, and still is easy to pull out of your pocket. Like I said, it's got the speed assist, nice deployment, very fast. It isn't as quick as probably the Clash. It deploys nice and fast, but I don't know if you can see the difference here, but his is the Kershaw Clash. This one just quick, fast, and just a snap to it. Where this one, it definitely deploys fast, but not near as fast. Does it make a difference? Probably not, but I'm just showing you the difference. Let's see, this thing is sharp from the factory. I've been impressed. Now, I've used this a little bit, so it might not be quite as sharp as it was, but just to kind of give you an idea, that's pretty sharp. Like I said, I've used it, so it's not as sharp as it was when it came out of the box. Actually, I even bought this used, so it probably is even duller than it normally comes from the factory. But definitely, factory sharp is very sharp, and That's kind of run with the Kershaw line, because every Kershaw that I've had, the Clash, the Leak, I've had a couple other ones, they all are very, very sharp right from Kershaw, and they hold their edge very well. I haven't really had any problems with any of the steel that they use. Well, the steel has always been just first class. Let's see, one more thing about this here. The flipper. The flipper is good. It's a nice, comfortable flipper. And I know that sounds probably weird, but when I compare it to, say, the Clash, I don't know if you can see that, but the angle of the flipper is a lot more steep on this one, where this one's a little more tapered down, I guess you'd say. Makes it really nice to flip. It's just your finger just fits there. It's nice and smooth, and it feels good to flip. Now, I don't want to get picky, but like on the Clash, it sticks straight out, almost straight out, and not that it's going to kill my finger or anything, but it's a little less comfortable to flip, especially when you first get it and it's a little tighter, little tougher until you get it worked in. It can kind of just stab your finger, which, it's not going to draw blood or anything, but it does make a difference. And I just wanted to bring it up. Let's see. Oh, one thing I did want to say is the one thing about this Knockout. One thing I did notice is when I'm holding it, my fingers are touching that Knockout, and that actually the blade glides on that Knockout. There's a little ball bearing inside of there that the blade glides on. I don't know if you can see it, but if you have one, you can kind of see it right there. Just right inside there. Little ball bearing that kind of gives the blade a little smoother motion action. Also helps it lock up because it locks in to a little divot inside there. Anyways, but when you are deploying it, I'm holding that part right there, and it slows it down sometimes. It's just a natural thing to hold it like that, but it slows the blade deployment to sometimes to the point if you're holding it too tight, it won't deploy. So you kind of got to be easy on it. That's the only negative part about that Knockout. Very great idea. Excellent idea. Gives it a lot, makes the knife a lot thinner, but in some respects it slows down in deployment. Also, I does the same thing when I'm doing it left-handed. Not quite as bad because you only have your thumb on it, but if you're holding it too tight, it does slow it down. So just wanted to show a quick difference between the thickness on the Kershaw Knockout and the Kershaw Clash. Also, maybe compare to the Leak. The Leak is just slightly thinner, but it is a smaller knife. This is another well-made knife by Kershaw, made in the USA. Clash, this is one of their overseas knives. Very nice knife. Look, quite a bit thicker. You can see the difference. That's the liner lock, and so that adds a bit of thickness. As you can see, they knocked out that so that they have a subframe liner or a subframe lock instead of a liner lock. So makes a difference in the weight also. The Kershaw Knockout, although being a larger knife, not by very much, but a larger knife, is actually lighter than the Clash. Very cool. Kershaw Knockout. Great price, made in the USA, and definitely a knockout. They did a wonderful job on this knife. Thanks for watching. Leave any comments at the bottom, but try and keep it tasteful. Thanks.